So naked short selling is selling a stock you don't actually have possession of. So let's take one step back. What is short selling? When you do a non-naked short sell, what you're doing is you're borrowing stock from a broker. So the broker's holding the stock for a client. One of the clients of the broker has the stock. Let's say you want to short Apple. So Joe has Apple stock and the stock is at the broker. What you're doing is you're borrowing the stock from the broker and you're going to pay him interest on that borrowed stock. And you sell it in the marketplace. And you're hoping that the stock price will go down. And if the stock price go down, then when you think it's gone down as much as you think it's going to go down, you buy it back. So let's say you sold it at $100. Now you buy it at $50 and you return the stock to Joe plus interest for the period that you borrowed the stock, right? If the stock price goes up, you've lost money because you borrowed it from Joe, it was at 100, right? You sold it at 100. Now you have to buy it back at 150. You just lost $50. And one of the interesting things about shorts is that the stocks can only go down to zero. So the most you can make is 100%, right? You can make the $100 that you sold it for. But a stock can go to 1,000. You can lose an unlimited amount if the stock goes up and you don't buy it at some point and in a sense cover your short. What's called cover your short. So that's what a short is. It's borrowing stock and selling it. And naked short is selling a stock without borrowing it. So selling stock you don't literally possess, right? And in order to deliver that stock, you're going to have to buy it at some point. So the hope is, again, that the stock goes down. You can buy it, you can deliver it, but you're buying it at a much lower price than what you sold it at. And this is possible because most of this is done electronically, and you don't actually literally deal with physical shares, physical stocks. And today it's quite prevalent to short stock even when you don't gain possession, or at least, and it can only last in the short term. It's not something you can do long term. But in the short term, you can take advantage of a stock you think is going to go down by shorting it, and then the way you fulfill your promise to deliver the stocks is by buying it at some point, but you're hoping to buy it at a lower price. The reason people don't like it is people don't like short selling at all. People don't like the idea that somebody might make money off of the shortcomings of a company or off the decline of a stock. And they feel like what happens is that people manipulate stock prices. So they short a stock and then they manipulate the price down and then they buy it and they make a profit and stocks collapse because of this manipulation. There's no evidence to suggest that actually occurs. There's no mechanism I know of how that would occur. Now, one of the ideas is you spread rumors about a company. You spread false rumors. Now, if you can actually pinpoint somebody actually spreading false rumors in order to drive a price of a stock down, then that's fraud. He's basically purposefully misleading people in order to gain a profit. And people like that should be prosecuted if you can prove it. But there are almost no cases where people have shown that. Almost all empirical evidence suggests that these rumors don't actually work when they are spread, and that's not what's driving stock down. But if you're a major shareholder, if you're a CEO of a company and you see your stock plummet, and some people have made money off of the fact that the stock has plummeted, you're going to be upset. And a lot of times what happens is people focus their anger at the short sellers, but I think it's unjust. There's no evidence to suggest that they do anything wrong, and indeed they serve an important function in capitalism. They help drive stock prices down of companies whose stock prices are too high. Sometimes stocks are mispriced; they're too high. One of the ways in which they get driven down is by people selling stock through short sales or through naked short sales. So they serve an important function in capitalism in adjusting prices to real information, to new information, to the true value of a company. And I think it's a disaster. Anytime shorting is banned, what you get is less efficient markets. You get if markets that take longer to adjust the information, markets that take longer to adjust downwards, when companies turn out to be worth more than what their price in the marketplace is. So short selling is a good thing. Short selling, including naked shorts, it's a good thing. It's a productive thing. And the only way short sellers can make money is if they're right. That is, if they are selling the stock of a company that really should be worth a lot less.